in 30 seconds. Well, hello, Hank. How are you?
I'm well. How are you? Hello, boys and girls.
I'm excited that you were busy on Tuesday, but then made a point of coming in even
Yes.
on your very busy Thursday
Why, thank you.
to spend time with us.
Happy to be here, as always. And Tuesday was interesting.
Do you want to talk about it?
Well, it is early morning, but let's just say
Well, this is the last day of Movember.
Okay, all right. Oh, good.
November, and that's when we talk about men's health issues.
Right. So I had a exam / procedure Tuesday morning. Everything came out fine, but it's one of those exam procedures that everybody gets heebly-jeebly about because of where it is and what they do.
Yeah.
And the prep is far worse than the procedure itself because they put you to sleep. And you have this very nice, peaceful.
I had this conversation with Eva the other day. She
Sleep.
said the best sleep I've ever received in my entire life is during my colonoscopy.
Oh,
Like I don't want it to end.
Oh, absolutely. And you wake up and you go to sleep in one room, you wake up in another room, and your first reaction is, oh, damn, I woke up.
Good morning, Ashley. I'm very excited that you've joined us for this stunning conversation about great sleep during colonoscopies while she's up early.
Right.
Welcome.
But the point is, folks, just don't avoid the things that you have to do.
Well, that's it. My husband switched over to doctors. We're doing the Veritas, so
Very
we're
good.
over with Dr. Dan right now,
Very
and
good.
he had his first battery of health tests, and he's like, "This is the year I gotta do the colonoscopy. It's like time now." And I'm like, "Yeah, well,
just do it.
exactly.
Just do it.
It's gotta
And-
have to happen."
And the thing about it is, when you're doing the prep, it's going to be over. It's not like, no. What I mean is, it's not like, oh God, I'm going to be sick for the next 3 days. No, you're just going to be stuck in the bathroom for the next 5 or 6 hours. And then you go to sleep and you wake up. Oh, and by the way, try to get the appointment early in the morning.
Oh yeah, so you don't have to be miserable all day and not be able to eat.
Right, because mine was at 7:30 in the morning. So I started the prep. I went to bed. I got up. I did a little bit more prep, went back to bed, got up. Megan came with me. We drove up, and
That was it was done.
And 7:30, it was done, and I was back home and asleep by 11:30.
RTB says I have my 5-year follow-up soon and agree with you 100%, Hank. The consequences of delaying are not good. So just get it done.
Right. And not to be disrespectful to anyone, and we've talked about this before with some other things. I get so frustrated when I read obituaries or hear about people who have had a battle with not this isn't a broad statement, but certainly in some cases, if people had done what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Tom?
You wouldn't be in the situation that you were, that you find yourself in. I mean, something's going to get you anyway, but.
That's true. This is the way it goes.
Right.
We all go in the end. That was a terrible joke.
No. Now see, I had that in my head. And I said, no, I'm not going to say it.
So, Tom.
But you're a 12-year-old. I should have known better.
You know that. I'm mentally 5. What was my first post in the morning? I wake up and I put myself into tomfoolery. This is what I do. And it was just an arrow of what I do. I wake up, tomfoolery.
Right.
I wake up, tomfoolery. We're here. That's why. So, Tom, you've got a big vote tonight. Save Sandwich Road now. They have, well, it's not really a vote. It's really a meeting, getting everybody together. And Tom, if you want to leave the information on how everyone can go and support, write a letter, show up and have something to say. There's a big meeting tonight. And I think it's really important that everybody that can be there is there to address this situation of this giant build that is going to be taking place. Good morning, Miss Mari.
Hello, Mari. Do we want to announce, Mari, by the way, the winner of the Thanksgiving Repurpose contest?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. I mean, you can put it in the chat and then we can announce it if that's what you want to
Perfect.
do.
Yeah, and tag the group as well because I think we're getting into that cold season. I feel like this week is the first week people have felt the need to hunker down a little bit. When I saw flurries, we had a whole day of like ocean effect flurries.
Oh, I woke up yesterday morning like, what?
Why? It's not doing anything. It's
Well,
just cold out.
because it is, some of us remember when
Oh, here we go.
Thanksgiving that
Here we
was
go.
snow for crying out loud. And there was legit, there was.
Some of my best Thanksgivings I remember were the flurries and then going to La Salette right after
Yes.
everything was all cleaned up. All right, everything's all cleaned up. It's time to go to La Salette. They're going to put the lights on.
Yep.
And I'm from Attleboro, and that's when they would turn on all of the lights. And if you've never checked out La Salette, I suggest you do so. It's a little less exciting as a grown-up, I think,
Right.
than when I was a kid. It was a monstrosity. How do they get all these lights out there?
Well, because they never take them down, first of all.
Yeah, no, they're always out there. Right now, if you live on Cape, you're enjoying Gardens Aglow. They've done a really lovely job over at Heritage Museum and Gardens. They sell out every single year now. It's become a staple of what to do with the holiday season. And since here we are on the eve, the last day of November, all of the elves on the shelves are getting dusted off and ready to be brought back into the house.
That's right. Speaking of not good lights, the Mashpee Rotary
Doesn't it look great?
seems to have pumped it up a little this year.
I love it. It's it makes my heart so happy, especially since we don't have street lights everywhere here per se.
No.
So when you're coming up to that rotary and then all of a sudden it's just like beautiful. It's just beautiful. It makes my heart really happy for a whole month.
And
So
the
thank you,
Commons does a
Mashpee.
nice job decorating too with with the big Christmas tree and all of that. It's
Well,
really,
it's stroll season, baby. They all
Hey.
start this weekend.
oh boy.
I know. So
Are
I'm
you
gonna
strolling?
I am strolling. I am going to be playing music. We are giving away gift cards every half an hour to random stores within the Mashpee Commons. So that's going to start at 4:00 tomorrow. I will be right around the Sienna area, right by the big Christmas tree,
Okay.
bumping some Christmas tunes.
Great.
And then every 30 minutes, we're going to be giving away gift cards to all the different stores that are within the Mashpee Commons. We've got our Shop Mashpee campaign going on. The first time ever we've asked for you to just shop locally and keep your money here on the Cape, especially, but in our town in
Right.
which we are in. So,
And by the way, the first Christmas market on Sunday was just wicked cool.
wasn't it awesome?
It was. It really was.
We got really lucky with the weather, and I think the crowd was wonderful. We had over 100 people visit us the first hour.
Yes, that was great.
So, I mean, goats and kids and tunes. Like it was the perfect storm of wonderful.
Yes, goats. You had to see it. Just goats and male goats and tutus.
That's
and,
it.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if they're confused about their identity. I
No,
don't
they're
know.
not. They're loving their life with their tutus on. They love the attention. And that was their dress rehearsal. The final goat nutcracker is going to be on December 17th. That'll be our last market. We've got an ice sculpture. We've got some really fun, funky things, and we're working with tons of artisans. Thank you once again to the Sandwich Art Alliance for opening the doors to a bunch of performative art,
Right.
folk singers, and just really, really cool, fun stuff. You said that one of your friends visited and heard my voice from afar and knew where to go.
Right. Right. Yeah. One of our clients who actually they bought a house, they bought property in a house not too far from where we are right now. And she all of a sudden came up behind me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Oh my God, I didn't know this was here." And then I heard Stephanie's voice and I went, "Oh,
Follow the voice.
follow the voice."
Yes, Patricia, there is going to be a market this Sunday, the
Weather
3rd.
weather permitting.
Yes, I know. It's looking like it might be a little bit rainy, but if it's a little bit rainy, it's fine. If it's full on pouring, I mean, there's no way we're going to be able to do that. It'll just get muddy and messy. So, yes, weather dependent. We are on 3rd, 10, and 17. We've got these markets, but we are going to do some make good markets in the spring and add some more food element into it, which I'm really excited for. I think
Excellent.
Mashpee's been needing a good farmer's market for a long time. And if
Very
we can
nice.
add artists and makers into
Right.
that, I'm pretty excited about the possibilities. Thank you very much once again to Knockabout Beer Garden. Meg and Pete are always like, what's the idea? Let's do it.
All right. Now this Sunday when
How do
we
we
go,
help?
This Sunday when we go, I will have a hot toddy because Mari will be with me, and I just don't like to have anything Mariana was with me, and one hot toddy wouldn't have done anything to me. But I just feel like, okay, I got my granddaughter with me. I really shouldn't drink. I mean, that's just me. But
Yeah. Their hot toddies are really good.
yeah, you've recommended them.
Yes.
Get that word out.
Especially on a cold day. It's just been chilly. It's like cold in your bones. Good morning, Sue.
Doesn't
Thanks
mean
for
we don't
joining
drink
us.
iced coffee, though.
That's it. Doesn't
By the
stop
way,
there.
We've got to work on Dunkin' Donuts, because every time I'm here, I'm holding up the Dunkin' Donuts cup.
Yeah, right.
They're getting free pub.
Well, now you have to just say Dunkin' because that's their new name.
Oh, Dunkin'. That's
They've
right.
dropped the donuts.
Oh, all right.
They're more hip, apparently. Well, that's another changing of the seasons, changing of the way that we do things. I saw a study today that Gen Z is going with the ribbons and bows to decorate with, and ornaments are out.
Oh.
Is it because they live their life with their cats as children? Is that
Oh, could be.
ribbons and bows?
Could be.
I mean, I do understand that all things need to change. Us as humans, we're trying to be better people, right?
Yes.
This is the stuff that we're working on. RTB had texted me before we went on the air, and you and I were talking about a similar situation. So I said, let's talk about it, because it was a Matt Rife special. Matt Rife is being raked through the coals right now. And I don't particularly love his stand-up, but I think he's a very funny individual. I think he's funny when he's just doing some crowd work and just general his responses to people.
Right.
He's clever. He's smart. He's funny. I just don't like his prepared material. I think he's looking for laughs. I think he's trying too hard.
Oh, okay. And he's funny enough.
He's funny enough, but he really stepped into it. Like, first joke of his new Netflix special starts coming for people with like domestic abuse.
Oops.
And to the point where people were really trying to cancel Matt Rife. And I think the funny part about being canceled is you have to let it happen to you, right?
Right.
I mean,
well, look at Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he's not having it.
No, he's not. He's not. And I think Dave Chappelle, as controversial as he can be, I think he's thoughtful.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think about, I grew up in an era where George Carlin was shaking everything up. And I watched George Carlin, bits on YouTube or whatever all the time. And I'm watching it and I'm going, he'd never survive.
Right.
He'd be canceled. George Carlin would be canceled.
I don't think he would, though. Comedy is one of those spaces that should be allowed to be dirty and gritty and crass and crude. It's like the most vulgar of entertainment, is it not? Where you're just putting a magnifying glass and exacerbating the good, the bad, and the ugly about any human condition.
And here's the thing about going to see a comedian. You know who you're going to see.
Yeah.
If you're going to go see Dave Chappelle, you know who Dave Chappelle is. Or someone should explain to you, hey, I got some extra tickets to see Dave Chappelle. Do you want to go? So if you go to see Dave Chappelle or Matt Rife or whoever, and then you get offended, to me, that's kind of on you.
Yeah.
Because you should have known better.
Well, that's the societal debate that we're in right now. How soft is too soft? What is appropriate? Where's the line for saying something is inappropriate? Where do you say something, or do you just not say something? And I really feel like we're missing the point of just scrolling on. Not everything has to be a debate.
Right. And not everything has to be about you.
Right.
Talk about people who used to say things. Go back and look at Don Rickles, folks.
Do we want to? He doesn't uphold the test of time right now.
Oh, no, Don Rickles does not uphold the test of time.
You're like, wow, no, that's inappropriate. Is that our answer to things? Like, that's inappropriate? Oh, no, that's not inappropriate. This is inappropriate.
Right. And everybody loved Don Rickles.
It's always that comparativeness. Eva, good morning. Thank you so much. Murray, winner is Helena Lawrence for her egg rolls with turkey stuffing, cranberry sauce, and mashed potatoes. That sounds divine.
Yay.
I always grab extra egg roll wrappers that are in the produce section, because anything can be an egg roll.
I suppose so, yeah.
Any leftovers. We've got, cheeseburger egg rolls that my kids love.
Ooh.
And I've got those organic beef that I get from our meat service that always kind of like just sits there. But if I make it into ground beef egg rolls, it's cheeseburger egg rolls, my son will crush them. Not a problem. Good morning, Dave, Edie, Patricia. They don't know what they're missing. Ornaments are the history of holidays. I
Very
definitely
good.
agree.
Oh, I have ornaments that were my father's when he was a child.
Yep.
And I hope that when the time comes, Megan will take them and use them on her tree. But we have ornaments that go way, way, way,
I
way
have my
back.
birth ornament, and it's like flat and brass, and it's crudely carved.
Let's see. Brass, crude. What does that sound like?
It was a perfect ornament for me. Couldn't even break it if you wanted to.
There you go. There you go. Couldn't break it if you wanted to.
Well, that's the thing we
That's
have.
you.
Yeah, well, people have tried, eh?
But they haven't succeeded.
No,
But
no,
they haven't
still
succeeded.
here. I look like what is that? Death Becomes Her, but I'm still here. So crackly and crinkly. But we're not going to talk about Madeline Ashton today. We're going to get to work. Well, speaking of the Christmas tree, apparently our national Christmas tree was blown over.
No.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
They've been having some wild and windy weather, and apparently it fell over. I don't know in my knowledge of history that has ever occurred.
You would think that thing would be reasonably secure.
You had one job. Apparently nothing is secure in that capital.
I guess not.
It's too soon. Sorry. RTV. We'll talk about Madeline tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to go look for the video of the tree falling over.
Yes, absolutely. Helena, you've received yourself a $50 gift certificate to Knockabout. And thank you to you and Mari. You always really support local. You guys are always buying gift certificates to give other people. And I think it's really important this holiday season. I know we get all jammed up into our feelings and what is in it for us, but it's really nice that the amount of people that I surround. I had like a moment in my feelings after the market on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I was just so excited at the amount of people that donated their time, spent their time for no other reason, just to have a good time.
Yeah.
And it was really, really nice that I'm surrounded by so many giving, wonderful people. And I can't thank our community enough for the amount of stuff that whenever I call, I'm like, hey, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And none of us are getting money. Okay. And my friends are like, fine.
She's not going to go away. So I'll just say yes.
I know. And I really do appreciate you, whether I ask you to donate something for the Boys and Girls Club, or whether we're helping out with the Mashpee Chamber, or whether we're just working for a nonprofit because they need our help that day. I really do thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me. I know that I drag my family through everything. I'm like, we're all doing this, and we're all not going to be happy about giving a free day away, but we're going to do it because there are other people that need us. And then they're like, fine.
They were wonderful greeters on Sunday.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
They really did.
Yeah, they I think even had fun while they were working for free. They were working for food, actually.
But Lily was funny. There was this dress rehearsal for the Goat Nutcracker, and your Lily and my Mariana were drafted to play the.
Get in there, you two. Go hold this thing.
To play the Nutcracker and the Mouse King, and when it was all over, Lily came up to me and she was like, "Oh my God, colleges are going to be looking at videos, and they're going to see me doing this. Oh my God, what am I going to tell them?" And I'm like, "Lily, what color's your hair today?"
You're right.
I said, "It'll be blonde by the time, or it'll be green by the time." You're just going to say, "Nah, that's not me. That's somebody who looks like me with red hair."
That's it. It's funny. My girlfriend had switched this setting that's on my iPhone. So now every time I pick it up, there's a new photo.
Oh, really?
So it's one always of a different color haired Lily. I never know which Lily I'm going to get that day. Luckily, I got my phone back. Thank you to Mari, the phone thief.
Yeah, that's an interesting story.
So Saturday we were over at Wicked Juiced, and I definitely suggest you go see Chris over there. Their juices are amazing. Their smoothies are delicious. They have boozy smoothies, and
those look real good.
She made a really good dirty banana. It was absolutely delicious with a frozen banana. So good. Highly recommend.
Vodka and Kahlua, I think, went in it.
There was like rum. I didn't even ask. I just was like, oh, there's
Maybe
a whole banana in there.
It was Tito's that went in it.
It looked healthy. There's a whole banana in there. Don't tell me what
There you
else
go.
is in there.
There you go.
I just knew it was banana. I was getting my potassium in. So we're enjoying this morning of our little food demonstration, and then all of a sudden it's time for me to pack up, and I'm looking around for my phone, and it's not unusual for Stephanie to lose her phone. This is a regular thing on the regular. And I said, no, I definitely had it on the table. Cliff, can you send off the signal or whatever? And then he's like, oh, well, whenever we switched over phones, I can't do that anymore. But I do see your phone on the move. Your phone's on the move. It is going to Westie's shoe outlet. Mari. So she inadvertently, after cleaning up all of our stuff, threw it in her purse and was on her way with my phone.
Right.
I'm like, I really hope I get to her in time before I look like a lunatic
but
waving
here's
her
the thing,
down.
Though, your phone and her phone, they look nothing alike.
Nothing.
Alike.
Mine's dirty, broken, cracked. She's got like a very specific phone case.
Got a nice little red case with a thing on the back for her credit cards and her license. And
maybe she just thought it was yours. Like she's used to scooping yours up.
Yeah, she's used to scooping up mine because I lose mine all the time. But I try not to lose mine now. And the reason why I try not to lose it is because I have the
It's got a little Lemmy.
I got the Lemonadio thing on the back of it. So as long as I put it upside down like that, which of course probably isn't good for the screen, at least I can see, oh, this one's mine because it's got the Lemonadio thing on it, which, by the way, is available on Amazon. A wonderful Christmas gift and stocking stuffer for these holidays.
Yeah, find our links at any of our social media, and you can shop the Amazon store and have a little piece of Lemonadio with you at all times.
You got sweatshirts, you got T-shirts.
We do. Any kind of swag, we got it up there. So yeah, definitely think of us and support our little station that could over here. We're having a good time. Thank you for listening on lemonadio.com and the App Store, Amazon. Also, Alexa, play Lemonadio Radio. If you enable the skills, she will turn on for you, and you can hear us at any point of the day. Hank Show during the day. And we've just added Coffee with the Teas. We're adding some more of our local podcasters.
That's great.
To be played during the day, just to get a little bit more exposure, get people to know them.
Right.
I think I just turned on my Alexa upstairs. Somebody posted the other day, I don't know what robot servant I'm talking to half of the time, whether it's the S word, the Alexa word, the Hey Google word. There's always something that's like, hello, can I help you? Oh, by the way, we're always listening to you.
Right. Whether you know it or not, whether you turned us on or not, we're still listening.
Right. Good morning, Alexis over at Midday Movie Madness. I love your show. I support you as much as possible. Lauren, great. She filled in and she did a nice job filling in for you on Tuesday.
Did she? Obviously, I wasn't watching.
You're right.
I was having a wonderful sleep. Totally unaware of what was going on behind me.
Yeah, she did a great job. I'm still
she was all excited to do it. I was excited to see that she was excited.
Yeah, it was, but she shared a lot. Like we got a little deep on Tuesday. It got a little heavy at times, but I was so thankful for her to open herself up and to have that conversation with us and why she does what she does for all of the kids. And it's pretty magical. So thank you, Lauren. We're going to be doing some regular Wednesday appearances. Not next week, though. I've got finals with the kids at the college. So I've got student broadcasters on with me next Wednesday and Thursday.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to have them in the studio. We were trying to get it done for this week, but it just didn't happen. So next Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have a couple of the WKKL students on the air with me. And we'll see how they do. I'm excited.
That's great.
Yeah. So here we are. It's the day before December 1st.
I know, and I can't believe it.
Everyone is strolling. I looked at the list of the amount of activities that have now begun.
There seems to be a lot going on this year.
I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like the most magical time of year is like the first 2 weeks of December. I get over it quickly. I get sick of Christmas music real quick, but I do like the lights. It does make it feel a little bit festive. And I feel like we kind of need it this time of year because it's the doldrums.
Right. And I think people are finally over the pandemic, and I can't go there because I don't feel good or whatever.
Well,
and we're just going balls to the wall.
Although I feel like I have heard the amount of COVID right now is
it's crazy.
Insane.
Yep.
The amount of people that are actually sick right now is exponential. I think we're just finally treating it like we should have been treating it.
Right, it's the flu,
Yeah.
kind of worse.
Well, we're vaccinated now, right? I believe what you want to believe.
Right.
I'm not going to get into any of this nonsense. I just know that we're all alive now.
hmm
Going
Yes.
forward, hopefully we'll continue to be so.
Right.
For
And then
as long as we can.
right, it's just another shot. That's all. You go to the doctor, you get the flu shot, you get the COVID, whatever. And again, back to our earlier point, if you don't do what you're supposed to do,
Yeah, but it is ramping up again. So it's
Yeah.
just something to be mindful of as we're doing it. Now that like crazy dog flu thing that's going
isn't
around.
that weird?
Yeah. Just be vigilant. Don't let your dog drink out of other dogs' bowls.
Yeah.
And try and keep them away from each other as
Make
much
sure
as
make sure they
possible.
wash their paws and sing
Well-
happy birthday.
Yes, while you're doing that. But also, if your dog is coughing or doing something, don't bring it to doggy daycare.
No.
It's the same thing of like bringing that one snot-nosed kid to kindergarten. Keep your snot-nosed kid at home. I understand you have to take the day off of work, and that sucks. And if you need somebody to babysit, I will babysit your snot-nosed kid so that you can go and work and make money. Because I think that that's what we all really need to do is step it up and be the volunteer.
Oh, when
Get it
Mariana was little, we were sick. I don't want to say sick, but we were coughing and sneezing and wheezing all the time.
Yeah.
Because she'd come home from school, and the next thing you know, she'd be coughing, and then we'd be coughing. And
at one point in the height of our kids in school, I think we had 4 different school systems worth of germs under this roof.
Yeah.
And it was a constant on speed dial. Do you have time for us today? In the pediatric office.
Right.
Now they're like, who are you?
Right.
Like it's way different.
Oh, it is. Oh, don't get me going about
I
that.
know. So I am thankful that we're weeding and waning on that space.
Yeah. And hopefully we've learned now that if you don't feel good, you don't go to work.
Yeah.
Because generally speaking, well, I can't say, well, in many instances, you can work remotely because we've shown that we can.
Yeah.
And you can just stay home for the day. Just stay home for the day.
I know. It is tough though, especially this time of year where I saw somebody on Patch. This is my new, not Patch. What is the other one there? The Neighborhood. Where everybody's complaining about things in the neighborhood.
Oh, I know. I don't do that at all.
I get sucked in.
No.
I am always down for a bad car accident. I'm like, what is happening over here?
No, I knew enough to stay away from the neighborhood. We checked that out years ago, and as realtors, and we were like, no, not going here.
But I saw, just because of the neighborhood that I live in, we're so close to the base, that there were 3 families that were really struggling to pay their electricity and their heating situation because they're from down south, and they did not really account for that kind of bill. And as we're getting into these colder temperatures, there is fuel assistance available, but there's not a ton of it. And we do have places like the Needy Fund and stuff like that. So please, if you're struggling to pay all of those utilities, reach out to me. I do have some resources, and I can at least point you in another direction for some funding. I know there's not a ton of it, but I know it's something that some people really can't plan for. And a lot of people are still living paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that you get that $1,000 bill and you're like, okay.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Right. And with the rising cost, they've already said that it's going to be doubling for electricity in January.
Yeah. And the utilities have payment plans, folks. I used to work for utility. They've got payment plans. Don't get yourself in a jam. Call, get on the payment plan.
Yeah, be proactive before it stacks up and all of a sudden you're owing $3,000 and they're going to shut it off. Like, that's scary.
Because what happens is it gets to a certain point where the utilities can't shut it off, particularly if there's children in the residence, but the bill keeps piling up.
That's it.
And when the shut off moratorium is lifted, all of a sudden, well, you still have that bill from 6 months that you didn't.
I know
that you didn't pay.
And it's happened to all of us. I think ours got real bad one year, and it's just
it happens to everybody.
You had to dig out. We will rebuild.
Right.
We had to do it.
Yeah, you know what? And that's a good point too. That's the other thing. You don't have to be embarrassed about it.
No.
You know, because you said it happens to everybody. The people that you're calling at the utility company, this is what they do all day long.
I know.
They talk to folks just like you who are in a similar situation, just like you. They're there to help you. They're there to set up the payment plan. You can be personally embarrassed, and I understand it. You don't want to, admit it, but you don't have to feel badly about calling, because that's what these folks do.
Yeah.
And the utility companies, trust me, the utility companies don't want to turn people off.
No.
That's and I know people get all grumpy about the utility companies. I can speak for the electric companies. Trust me, they don't want to shut people off.
Yeah.
That's not what the
That's
business
not their
is about.
job, is hurting people like
That's not our
ha
job.
sitting
No,
there and
no,
stacks
that
of
was
money.
never, never, never our job to shut people off.
Well, that there are people that work in those businesses, and I think we forget sometimes when we're calling angrily to customer services, they don't want to hear you either. They don't want you to be unhappy either.
Right, right.
Like that is not. They have to go to work every day and listen to everybody complain at them. Like think about being a customer service rep in 2023. Not exactly the most enticing job ever.
Yeah.
It's just not.
And they're just trying to do their job.
Good morning, Jean. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Shane. Thank you. Also want to thank our sponsors for a hot second. Habitat for Humanity. Get rid of those clunkers because this is the end of the year and you can get them to take away your little hunk of junk that's been sitting in your driveway.
Is yours ready to go yet?
No. Of course, my husband has tools and stuff still in it. I'm like, empty the thing. See, if I make the appointment, though, it'll light a fire under there.
There you go.
Get them to get it gone and donate them to Habitat for Humanity. You can give them a call and recycle your old vehicle, 877-277-4344. And if you're in the market for a new vehicle, make sure you head on over to Cape and Islands Kia. They have electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, and they're wheeling and dealing right now. It's the end of the year, so it's a great time for you to go and get a great deal. Go talk to any of their service consultants. They're fabulous. Every single one of my family drives a Kia,
right.
and I'm happy with them.
Right. Megan and Logan drive a Kia, and they love it.
Yeah, I'm super happy with them. Is there anything else Habitat for Humanity is taking? Yeah, they do demo also. They'll take furniture. They'll take kitchen cabinets, like anything in your home. They will absolutely come and take it away for you because we do recycle. They'll sell it and build houses with it.
And just remember the thing about the furniture, though, is this: they're taking. They're accepting your donation so they could give it to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a piece of junk, they're not going to turn around and give it to someone else who needs it.
Yeah.
That's, call 1-800-JUNK or whatever.
Those people are a racket. Have you ever called them?
No.
So my husband did when we swapped over mattresses. He's like, I'm just going to call them and see what the deal is.
Yeah.
So they get here and they're like, oh, all of this is going to be $600. And he's like, get out of my house. Get out of here. And then they were like, well, 300. And he's like, what? No, really leave.
Wow.
And it just kept going down from there. So I think that they definitely wheel and deal. And I don't know if they work for themselves or how it's a racket is all I know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I would rather just have like one person come and look at the thing and give me the price, and that's the price. Why is there haggling involved?
That's interesting.
I didn't like that very much. Kind of like the guy that I thought was going to come and take my 100-year-old piano out of my living room.
Oh, no one takes pianos.
Well, we did, in fact, take that piano. But he reached out to me and I was like, oh, no, it's still here if you want it. And he's like, I'll get it gone for you, $400. I'm like, no. I'll just do what we do to the other pianos and just push it into the woods and watch it disintegrate.
No, we had a piano for years and years and years. I took piano lessons, and I think I can play Misty is about the only thing I can.
Misty.
I think I can play Misty. But, Megan took piano lessons, and then we thought maybe Mariana would, and it didn't work out. And when it became time to move, I was like, okay, what are we going to do with the piano?
I know.
And it is so hard. It's funny how things change from generation to generation. Certainly in my parents' generation, your parents' generation, your grandparents' generation. One of the signs of, we've made it is that you had a piano, right?
Yeah.
And your kids took piano lessons,
right?
And that's not the same anymore.
No. Well, they have keyboards now, and their keyboards are so much nicer. Even Cliff prefers his keyboard now.
Right.
So it's downstairs in his office when he's, noodling on his keyboard time, and he's got his little guitars, and then he's got his little workshop over there now.
Oh, he's like an elf.
Oh, 100%. The elf has been hard at work making our Christmas market tote bags.
He did a wonderful job.
By the way, first 50 people that stop on all of our markets get our tote bags, and we have other secret gifts inside from the other stores in the market.
Yes.
I believe this week is Cape Cod nail polish. So you might just have
last week was Sienna.
We had Sienna and also KHM, which is a ladies' lingerie store.
Oh, I don't know if I got any of those in the bag.
Well, that wasn't in every bag. There was one in every 10 got one of those.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I didn't
It's
get
like
it.
little secret shoppers. So that's my kids had fun kind of being the one to like, surprise, you've won this door gift.
Okay.
Yeah. And we forgot like 2 of the inflatables. So there's more to the inflatable area. It just brings a certain element.
We have to go back to Sienna.
Yeah.
To get that pizza.
The bolognese pizza.
The bolognese pizza.
It's not on the menu, but it's the most delicious
Unbelievable.
Thing.
On a Saturday afternoon we went?
Hey, got to do it.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Their pizza's really good.
Yeah, and I think we went to bed early Saturday night, as I recall.
I don't know why, Hank. I have no idea why. So we didn't even finish our Matt Rife conversation when we were talking about the comedians being inappropriate. And his response, though,
was inappropriate.
I thought it was great.
Oh, okay.
He, while taking all of his hecklers on when they responded something that he didn't appreciate, he sent them a little link. What was the link for? For helmet. I thought it was clever. I thought it was a clever response. Sometimes when people have something to say and they have no business saying it to you, you got to shut them down, right?
Right.
Or say nothing and just be canceled. Those are your 2 options.
Right.
You can let people put you down so much where you're defeated and you walk away.
Yep.
Or you rise above and you tell them to stuff it. And I'm going to continue doing what I do. And this is making people happy. So I appreciated it. Yes, exactly. Yes, there's more, Lauren. Hank and I were going back and forth looking at some of our crazy crime stories today.
Yes.
And a lot of them were just like calls for check-ins. You did have a funny one from a friend of yours.
A lot of calls for check-in. You guys from Rhode Island who may be familiar with Rhode Island media, Jim Hummel has been a reporter. He's on PBS. He's done all kinds of things over the years, and every week he posts a entry from the police log in Barrington, Rhode Island.
Yep.
And if you know about Rhode Island, Barrington is la diddly da. So this is the winning entry. He just posted this 9 hours ago. The winning entry this week from the Barrington police log. A 29-year-old Barrington resident told police she had sent a large sum of money to an unknown man she had met on social media. Police are investigating.
Guys, don't.
Jim's comment, I beg of you, put down the phone. Why?
We still haven't learned that we don't send people money on the internet before we've even received products.
I don't.
Or especially strange men. Didn't you watch Dirty John? How many times do we have to have that? Where fake guys come out of the woodworks because all of a sudden you've got money and then you're noticing you're buying him an extreme amount of stuff.
Right.
Ladies, stop.
Speaking about guys coming out of the woodwork, there's a piece this morning in Katie Couric's blog, newsletter, whatever, about the Golden Bachelor or the people who are on the Golden Bachelor.
I'm glad you brought up Gary.
See, I said that segue. At any rate, it's all about their life after being on the Golden Bachelor.
Okay. Or just the Bachelor.
Or the Bachelor. But these are the Golden Bachelor ladies.
Okay.
And talking about, how to get back and how they're getting, back involved again. Most of them found it a very positive experience. Some of them talked about how all of a sudden, this is what it's triggered for me. Guys coming out of the woodwork, texting them and calling
old
boyfriends or just people.
Hey, I saw you on TV.
Wanting to take them out. But what I found interesting, folks, and remember, I don't watch it all that much.
Okay,
they interviewed a whole list of them about dating life after the Bachelor, after the Golden Bachelor. And the one who is not interviewed is Faith.
You still think something's going on there?
I don't know. But I thought I thought she would have been the lead.
But
person
Hank's not
to
watching.
be interviewed. But I'm not watching it. But it's tonight, and I think I'm going to have to turn it on tonight because Mari is going over a girlfriend's house to watch it because they text back and forth.
It's the season finale. I'm going over RTB's house. We're going to be watching it.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
really looking forward to it.
So I'm not going to be able to kind of like stumble into the room and go, "Oh, I'm not watching it. What's going on there?" Oh, okay, I'm going to go unload the dishwasher and come back 20 minutes later. So I think I'm going to have to watch it
Well,
tonight.
I've heard some nasty stories about Gary.
Really?
So there's a story today from Bachelor Nation that Gary allegedly criticized his ex-girlfriend for gaining weight and refused to take her to his high school reunion because of it. Now, according to the Hollywood Reporter, the woman who went by Caroline in the article to keep her name and anonymity recalled the alleged tumultuous romance, saying that she was shocked that he was looking for love on national television. In the show, Turner claimed that he hadn't been kissed since his ex-wife Tony died in 2017. However, the woman alleged that the 72-year-old and her had a 3-year relationship and that they started dating only a month after Tony's passing.
Ugh.
Carolyn, who is 14 years his junior, was a staff accountant at a mental health center that he worked at as a maintenance man, also claimed to the outlet that a lot of the lines that he used to swoon the women with on the show were the same ones he used on her.
You would like to think that the network would have vetted all of this,
Yeah.
that they would have found out.
Well, but then again, if you're going to go on a national dating show, you're not going to be like, hey, listen, this is the list, like this is your story. You're not
Right.
going to open it up to the one chick you dated for 3 years. That was a nightmare and you guys broke up.
Oh, I don't know.
Is she real?
I'm doubting that.
If it's true, like that just changes my whole persona of Gary. I'm not sure.
And I didn't know he was a maintenance man.
Right?
I thought he was like an accountant or something.
Very curious to see how they've twisted this. I mean, it's TV and we're all here for it, right?
Yeah.
So what is it real? I don't know.
Right.
Is it really real? They did, Hank. That's why they chose him. Needed some drama. Yeah, it can't just be all boring Gary from Iowa, right? There's got to be some, this has got to have some teeth in it. They needed to wait till the very end to throw these stories out.
Right.
And now everyone turns on Gary at the very end.
Yep.
Lauren, it always comes out in the end. Absolutely. We're going to get some more dirty dirt details.
Oh, no.
I'm curious why she wanted to remain anonymous, but also not curious. Maybe she's gained more weight.
Right. I mean, if you're going to make that,
that's horrible. I'm a horrible human for thinking this.
But if you're going to make that revelation, you might as well just go
like,
all
let's
the way.
Let's go all in. Prove it's not real, Gary. Here are these photos.
Right.
In 3 years of dating, you don't have any evidence of doing this.
Right.
I want the evidence, lady.
Right.
Some of them will do more digging, so I'm curious.
Yeah, TMZ will be on this. Watch TMZ tonight.
Right.
Tomorrow night.
So since we didn't have too many local crazy crime stories, there were 2 that really caught my eye in our national news today that I didn't want to just let go because I had so many questions about them. First off, a Florida woman, never disappointing here, tries to eat her counterfeit cash during an arrest for a Walmart scam. Eat the evidence.
Eat the evidence. Good. That works.
And the woman's name is Zipporah. Zipporah Abraham, 38 years old, was arrested and charged with 3rd-degree grand theft for uttering forged bills after an incident.
You know, I've never understood that.
I don't get it.
Uttering a forged bill. I look at the uttering part.
I didn't say it. I gave them to you.
Right.
A Walmart loss prevention officer was notified that the customer, later identified as Abram, was trying to use fake money to pay for items. So when she was called out, apparently she was an offender in the past. Oh. She began hiding several products in a storage bin and paced back and forth. She found a window of opportunity to leave the store with all of the items. I guess she was questioned and just started eating the fake money. What would you do? Okay. Let's just paint this scene, shall we?
Shall we?
You're a loss preventions officer at Walmart.
Right.
This is your job.
Right. Oh boy.
And all of a sudden you've stopped this woman because you know she's paying with Monopoly money. And then the woman's response is to sit there in front of you and eat the money.
Yeah, what do you do next, Mr. Loss Prevention Officer or Ms. Loss Prevention Officer?
You just get out your phone and start filming. I think I would do.
Maybe.
Grabbing random people. Are you watching this?
You watching this?
I need an extra. Am I seeing this with my own eyeballs?
Right. Is she really eating this?
It's almost as good as the second story that we had this morning for our national crazy crime, where a Florida man, because we got to have, if we've got the woman, we've got to have the Florida man, says that someone put meth in his underwear while he slept.
Someone what?
Someone put meth in his underwear while he slept. I hate when people put things in my underwear while I'm asleep.
I do too. I know. It's an emerging problem. We don't talk about it enough.
About a nickel for every time I woke up when people are hiding things in my underwear. I would be so rich right now.
This is a national crisis. We need a congressional investigation.
What the hell? What is happening? I don't understand how our peace officers even just sit there with a straight face half of the time.
They can't.
When people come up with the most outlandish, most absurd things, and they're talking to you like this is real. Hit it right in my underwear.
Why would you hide your meth in your underwear anyway?
Someone else hid it in his underwear.
Okay.
He didn't hide it.
He didn't hide it.
It wasn't him.
Wasn't him. Okay.
No. Get it right.
So why would you hide your meth in someone else's underwear? How are you going to retrieve it? I mean, it just doesn't.
There's a lot of questions here.
I know it.
I love crazy crime. I really do.
Oh,
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
In Florida, I got to tell you, Florida, by the way, they're having a crisis. It's going to be cold. It may be in the 40s.
What's going to happen
in various parts of Florida? Well, the people from up north will still wear our shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah, right. And I do remember when I lived in South Carolina and I was stationed down there that the town completely shut down. We had 1 inch of snow when I was in Myrtle, and they were like, "Oh, we cannot leave."
Yeah.
No one. I'm like, "It's an inch of okay," but they don't have plows. They don't have sand and salt. They're not prepared for it.
No, when I used to travel, I would travel to one of the places I traveled to was Reno, Tahoe, and sometimes I'd have to fly through Vegas. And if it would snow in Vegas, the airport would shut down. Because
what are they going to do?
Because they didn't have anything.
Right. You can't have the infrastructure for that. That's not something that's a regular occurrence.
No, so they didn't.
It's not worth the finances.
So we had to sit in Reno, Tahoe, waiting for the snow to melt in Vegas before we could continue with our
That's
trip.
it. That's where you stay. Oh, you had to stay in Vegas extra.
No, I stayed in Reno, Tahoe. I don't like Vegas.
No one likes Vegas. Well, I don't like Vegas.
I don't like Vegas. I've been there once. And I mean, I've been there a couple of times, but you've seen it once. You've walked up and down the strip. You've been in and out of the fancy hotels. And then it's like, okay, now what?
I do like the extreme oxygenation and the feel that there is light all of the time. I mean, if you want to go for a nice little walk and a stroll and see people watch, definitely a place for you. Yeah. There's lots of people to be watched. I will tell you that right now.
Yeah. And the strip, and when you decide you're going to walk the strip, if you're on one end, like at Mandalay Bay, down where the football stadium is, the other end looks very much closer than it actually is.
Yeah, it's not right around.
It's an optical illusion.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I tried to do that one day.
Well, now they got the little monorail going up and down the strip, so you don't have to walk as far.
No. I mean, it's okay. It's like everybody should do it once.
Yeah.
But now the Oakland A's are relocating to Las Vegas.
Are we talking about football?
So now no baseball. So there's a football team and there's going to be a baseball team in Vegas.
Are we talking about football?
No.
Isn't it this weekend?
Yes, they could be mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
They were mathematically eliminated before they hit the field.
Thank God.
However, the Patriots, yes, if they lose this weekend, that's it. Not that we expect them to do anything, but they're just done. So we don't have to.
Right.
I feel like I stopped watching them after game like 3.
Yeah. It's just time to move on. If you have a second favorite team that you've always rooted for, but you felt a little guilty about, It's okay
This is
to
your
root,
year.
to root for the second favorite team. Now, mine is the San Francisco 49ers. It has been since I was a kid. Everybody, Mari, I think it's the Kansas City Chiefs, or it used to be. She doesn't like Patrick Mahomes' wife. I'm not quite sure how that works.
None of us do.
Okay. What is it about her?
Well, she was obnoxious in our stands and then accused our fans of being mean
right.
to her. And
That's
it
right.
was like, it was a lie. It was proven to be a lie. She
Mhm.
just made it up because she wanted press.
Oh, okay. But they're high school.
She's too needy for me.
But they're high school sweethearts.
I know. It is cute. Their love story is cute if you liked her. But since we don't like her, it's not cute.
Then
No.
it's not cute.
You got it.
Right. So you all have your second favorite team, Chicago Bears. A lot of folks around here, it's the New York Giants.
Michael Anthony, good morning. Bella Transportation. He says Miami and a hockey team now in Vegas. Apparently.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The Golden Knights. Interesting. You know what was interesting too? Just carrying on the sports thing just a minute. The NBA is having an in-season tournament, and in order for the Celtics to move on to the quarterfinals, they had to beat the Chicago Bulls the other night by a certain point spread.
Yeah.
And it was very uncomfortable, at least I thought it was, listening to the announcers talking over and over again about the point spread.
Why?
Well, because they had to beat Chicago by a certain number of points.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, are they going to...
It was more about the betting than it was the game?
Yeah, it was more about the point spread. Are they going to run up the score? They asked Coach Joe Mazzulla in the beginning, are you going to coach to, beat the point spread? And he was like, no, we're going to coach to win and blah, 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 blah. And then at the very end, he, made sure that they, beat the point spread.
Yeah.
But it was just odd because there's always been this, you're not supposed to talk about betting in sports and all of that.
But now since it's legal, it just seems like
right.
Right.
And the interesting thing is the
wheels are down.
Right.
We're doing this.
The winning team, each player gets $500,000. And another one of the questions to Coach Mazzulla and to some of the players is, well, what does the money mean to you? Well, to people like Jason Tatum and some of the others, $500,000 is
nothing.
Pocket
Sneakers.
Change. But they asked another player, and
my outfit today,
and I forget which one, and he said $500,000. I can pay my mortgage.
Yeah,
because not everybody makes big money.
Right.
So it was kind of like, are you guys going to run up the score so the guys who don't get paid very much can pay their mortgage?
Yeah.
It was just really, really uncomfortable.
Yeah, because it's not about the rivalry and it's not about the game anymore. And now there's so many more aspects, and it has been there under the surface for a real long time.
Yes.
But now it's just above board. Like we just talk about it now, kind of like,
Right. You go to Vegas and you bet. And that'd be one of the cool things about going to Vegas. You could bet on sports.
The sports book.
Well, now you can bet on your phone.
I loved it because my husband would leave me alone and go into the sports book for a long time, and I'd go have croissants and people watch. It was really nice.
Oh, you guys
I'm not a gambler.
You guys went to the Bruins game last season?
We did.
And you downloaded the app when you got there and you started betting on the game?
Absolutely. Yes, we did. Because it made it more interesting as far as he was concerned. Michael Anthony is saying, and a soccer team is coming too. When is America going to get into soccer? I've been watching Wrexham, by the way. I love Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney's team and the whole Wales soccer team that they purchased, and watching the reality show of Wrexham on Hulu. Yep. It's really quite good.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't make me like soccer anymore. I don't know.
It's weird how that happens because all our kids play soccer.
Right.
And we enjoy it, and our kids love it. And then all of a sudden we get to a certain point where, okay, we're done.
My dad was a professional soccer player.
He was.
Yeah. And I just...
Well, look, you're Portuguese.
Yeah, right. It comes with the blood. It's just what it is.
Sorry, that's a broad generalization.
But it was
the argument. Don't cancel me because whatever.
You only get canceled if you allow yourself. You're not willing it. You're not allowing it. But I really wish that I liked soccer, but I think it's because of his extreme enthusiasm for it that drove me not to like it. And my children definitely didn't like Vavou on the field with the neon, and he's talking to them and barking at them. And my daughter's like, I'm 11. I just want to kick the ball.
Right. Although I have to say our granddaughter Mariana is very good, and we hope she continues. Because she needs something to burn off that energy. And every time
for
she
sure.
says, I'm not going to play soccer, we're thinking, oh God, what are we going to do now?
And since we're all here up in the sports conversation, I did read the article about my first Cape Cod radio signal, 96.3,
Yeah.
that they're dropping EEI. They're no longer going to be buying
Yeah.
Odyssey because they've got their own programming.
Right. That's too bad, I guess.
It's one of those things that's just kind of heartbreaking for me to watch the way the signals on the dial have become what they have become.
Yeah.
So we're in the market, we will find a way to buy one. If anybody, as the government is looking to help these AM signals and help these FM signals, we would be willing to buy one if ever someone would die or gift it to us. We would love that. I'm going to put it out into the vortex
Right, you
just
never know.
in case.
You
You
never
just
know.
never know if one becomes available. We're very interested because I feel like we really have gotten away from all of the community,
Right.
the conversations that we have here every single morning at Lemonadio. And
Yeah.
so I really want to preserve that for people to be able to come on with whatever nonprofit, whether it's a group of people, whether it's our high school students that are doing something really cool, an art installation, somebody making something really neat in our community so that we can support them and get a broader look at them. This is what we always plan to be our messaging for Lemonadio. And I really, if that's out there and available, we are very interested. It just makes my heart sad when you see that we're losing pieces of these things.
Right. A good, a friend of mine is, this is inside radio stuff, Clark Schmidt,
Mhm.
who used to program WCOZ and a bunch of radio stations. And he has taken over an AM station. I think it's in Connecticut.
Cool.
And he's really making a go of it.
I love it. It's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed
Right.
to be servicing your community. And we're
Right.
definitely not doing that as well as we could possibly be doing that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Those of you folks who are a little older, you may not recognize the name, but you'd know Clark Schmidt's voice.
Oh, definitely. Without a doubt. It is very recognizable.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool guy. Wicked cool guy. He owned a radio station up in Lowell for a while. And then, or he ran it. I'm not sure if he ran it or he owned it. And then he's, like I said, he's taken over this AM station, and I'm pretty sure it's Connecticut, and making a run.
Well, good for you. We like it. Preserve, please.
Yep.
We need our little signals. We do. Anything else you want to mention? What do you got shaken for this weekend?
Well, this weekend
on your show.
Well, this weekend we're going to the Christmas market, of course.
Yes. Sunday from 11 to 3.
Yep.
We've got makers, we've got creatives, we've got artisans, we've got food.
We've got hot toddies.
Oh, yes. Plenty of those, and entertainment galore. So we hope to see you out. It is at Knockabout's Beer Garden. We start right on Steeple Street. It's right where the band shell is, and work our way on up. And we really have a great time. Not like the one in New York. I did want to talk about this market that they had in New York one more time. Parents are slamming Disney's New York City Christmas Village with negative reviews. Apparently, they're just saying it was supposed to be the most magical holiday attraction of the season. But local parents say it's a dirty trick. They've taken to social media to complain about the tiny ice rink, a skinny Santa that doesn't fill out the suit, and worst of all, a dangerous slide.
Oh, no. A skinny Santa? How doesn't Disney know better?
Yeah, right.
That's like setting me up as Santa.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't. Well, I don't know. I'm working on it. If I don't stop next year.
You know what, Hank? We're missing the boat. I know some Santas raking in some serious cash. There was the goodbye party to Patty Lloyd from the chamber as she was retiring, and she used to have this convention of Santas.
Really?
So they all came to wish her happy retirement.
Cool. That's cool.
And there was like 20 Santas sitting at a table, and it totally threw me for a loop.
Wow.
It's like, why are there so many Santas over there?
Wow.
And it's like Patty ran the convention of Santas, and I was like, it's the most random of amazing things, but I loved it.
Sometimes I'll see a Santa and I'll take a selfie with him because it's like separated at birth.
Hi, brother.
Except my hair's a little shorter and all, but I could pass for one. And I think
love it.
sometimes I think sometimes when little kids look at me, sometimes if I'm wearing these round glasses,
That's it.
there's like this look in their
You
eye.
just got to give them a wink, Hank, and be like, I'm watching.
And I'm
always
thinking,
watching.
They think I'm somebody else.
That's it. You got to give a mischievous look.
Right.
I know it's mischievous, but ever since The Bachelor, I've now dubbed it
Mischievous.
Give them a little look, a little wink.
Right.
And that's it. Maybe it might instill them to do good. Do the right thing, kid.
All right, because he's watching.
I'm always watching.
Santa's on vacation on Cape Cod.
Especially when you're in Florida.
He cut his hair and he cut his beard, but
he's here and it's for the good.
And Mrs. Claus has him on a little diet for the summer.
Thank you, everyone, for watching us today. Thank you for taking a day out of your not normal playbook to hang with us. I know you got things to do now.
You got a busy day. Yeah.
Gotta go get the snacks and
gotta
get to work.
Gotta go get the snacks. Got a meeting to go to. We're bringing the snacks to a meeting, and then we're off and running. I'll be on this afternoon anyway. And don't forget Classic Jazz Sunday from 7 to 10. It's going really well.
Yeah, good.
I really like that a lot.
It's such a good show, and the tunes are amazing.
Yes.
I love to start my Sunday with our Sunday Jazz show. So thank you, Hank, for that. Thank you for sponsoring us, showing up for us, volunteering for us, being in our community, and liking all of our stuff. Lemonadio.com. We've got events, we've got activities, and we've got you as a community. So we thank you once again, and we'll be listening to you. Lemonadio.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us so you never miss a moment. Have a great day, everyone.
See you later, folks.
Bye.